Welcome to this 10th session on building real-world data science applications. You are halfway through if you joined in the first class, but depending on where you joined, you are going through the program. So as usual, if you want to learn more about myself, the instructor, please click on this video. I strongly recommend reading, going through the videos, what is neural network and environment setup. And these two videos talk about course structure and the LMS and discussions. This is session 10. 9 and 10 are building real world applications, right? So the this class is second in the series, so it's not a very good class to start if this is the first class that you are starting with, unless you saw the last class video. But those who saw last class probably should, should enjoy following the next part. So what I want to do today is introduce you to a variety of technologies that go by the name digital technologies. Okay, I want you to understand what each technology does and where they are placed, how they are connected. And then I will actually walk you through the data science, which is one of those technologies, and explain the jargon within data science, right? So today, end of today, I will hope that you will know exactly each term and where it fits in the business, how it helps, right? So let's start with the first of them. This is called Internet of Things. The first technology is Internet of Things. And what does it do? Until 1990s, end of 1990s, the primary source of data that data scientists used was transactional. So you go and buy, and then they enter the data in a database, and that gets available. You go to a hospital, the nurse enters some data. You go to a pharmacy, the guy enters some data. So every time you actually have a transaction that gets recorded, that was then used. And statisticians, in fact, collected data intentionally. So human collected, transacted data was the primary source. 2000 to 2010, there was a game changer. There was a shift called social media, thanks to internet. So the videos that people uploaded in YouTube, the tweets that people tweeted in Twitter, the photos that they uploaded in Instagram, and so on and so forth, became the primary source of data, right? Interestingly, today, the biggest source of data is neither of these two. Your mobile today talks to your TV, and that then in turn talks to your server. Okay, so the communications between devices became substantially more. In fact, there's an interesting book called Point of Inflection. Okay, on the day when the machine communications overtook human communications, and that happened. It's not future. Today, machines generate many more data, much more data than humans actually communicate, either verbally or through social media. I read somewhere that per person today we have on average 6 to 7 devices that can talk. No kidding, right? So Internet of Things is the technology that enabled this. It provided this technology to communicate, to establish communications between machines, and hence then there is analytics on top of that, which we will come to that. Okay, so that is the first major digital technology. IoT, you can think of it as a data generation technology. Now when you generate the data, obviously you want to store it somewhere, right? So the technologies that are useful for storing the data are called big data technologies. And then there is one more thing that is very related to that, that's cloud technology. So essentially, big data is a bunch of engineering strategies that reduce the cost of storing this immense data that IoT is generating. And just to give you an idea, in 2010, to store 1 gigabyte, it used to cost $400. In 2016, it came down to $4 from 400, and now it is 4 cents. So there is a 10,000 time reduction in the cost that companies or people were spending to store data. And the moment quantum computing becomes possible, it will drop by another 10,000 or million times. Okay, further. Same is with the computational speeds also. And then this entire cloud technology enabled that people don't even have to invest that 4 cents all the time. You can just buy it elsewhere as you need. It's not that you actually have to invest today enormous amounts, buy large hardware that can store petabytes of data and wait for next 3-4 years to fill it. And the idea is you buy as you need and you keep growing it. So cloud and big data is an essential technology needed to store the data that is generated by social media and IoT securely, safely, and cheaply. Very importantly, cheaply. So now that the data is stored, we get to our next step, which is our interest, which is AI, machine learning. This technology is about generating knowledge from that huge volumes of data that is stored, which is what we have been going through in this class. If this is your first class, hey, AI, machine learning, IoT creates the data, big data stores the data, and AI and machine learning gets knowledge from that data, extracts knowledge from that data. And I'll talk about this in greater detail today, okay? What this extraction of knowledge is and how that is very different from any other way of doing. Okay. Now, when this knowledge is generated, it has two purposes. One is creation of insights for the humans so that they can take better decisions. That technology is called BI technology, business intelligence technology. BI technology essentially is, it takes the insight. The AI machine may generate a very complicated equation as knowledge. Y is equal to e to the power of minus log tan x. It may mean nothing to a business user. BI is a way to visualize and demonstrate this technology, this knowledge that is acquired by the AI technology in a way that business users understand. Sometimes the knowledge is also not fed to a human, but directly to a machine. This machine can be a hardware or a software, but the idea is that this knowledge enables a hardware or a software to automatically function without any human input. That field is called robotics or robotic process automation.